Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan. Today we're going to be going over one of the hardest subjects and I believe one of the most difficult and challenging progressions in your life that you're going to have to face, which is how do you find your passion? Again, we're going to walk through today how did I find my passion. Again, this ain't a universal fit. It's just a couple of tips and tricks on how do you reach your passion or ways to try to identify if it really is your passion. So let's get started. One of the hardest things I had to do was I had to figure out what did I like, what I dislike. So that's where we're going to start off. And I think that's the easiest place for individuals to start. It's going to be making that list of what your likes and what your dislikes are. And it's easy to do. Again, for me, all I did was I wrote them down and I analyzed and figured out, what I don't like is I don't like to deal with finances. Right? Clearly, that is not my passion. I'm not going to be a CPA because I don't enjoy numbers. However, I understand numbers and I can do them. It's just not my passion. So definitely that was on my dislike side. However, on my like side, it's going to be leadership, talking. If you know me, you know any of my friends, I'm telling you, they will tell you that I can talk a lot. And I never realized it until it was actually brought up to me one day when a friend was like, you actually really talk a lot, right? I was like, nah, not really. Never noticed it. So I would start there. Start with a basic list of what your likes and your dislikes are. The second thing you can do is going to be listen to your emotions. I know this is one of the hardest things, and you see a lot of people out there that will tell you, oh, you don't listen to your emotions, and you be very cautious. And to an extent, I think they're right. But however, what I do think you need to do is your emotions will actually indicate whether you're on path or off path, right? So that's the same way with your passion. Passion is something you feel, right? It's not something you're going to find. It's not something you just want to pluck out. Here it is. Passion is going to be one of those things that you feel and you have to analyze and make sure that it is your passion. And it is not so much along the lines of, is it a like or a hobby? Again, that's where I'm suggesting that you just listen to yourself. For me, I got the most fulfillment out of being in management and leadership. I ain't gonna lie, not so much, I don't like the corporate side of things. However, one of the biggest things I love to do is I love to develop a team. I love to see people grow. And I like to see the best part of it all is I like to see when they realize how much they've grown. That means more than anything. And granted, money is always important, and that's okay. Now, if your passion is money, let's make some money. There's nothing wrong with it. Your passion is going to be your passion. All I'm saying is be open and listen to your emotions and help that guide you along the way. And the last thing, I think the biggest thing is what I've learned, is feedback. However, I will caution, if you're going to ask for feedback, be prepared for positive and negative, right? You have to be willing to accept the negative. Again, I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm not saying that person is correct. However, it is their opinion. But again, the goal is to get an outside perspective versus your own internal processes and the way you view the world to see what other people say, hey, he's really good at that. Or, hey, she's really good at that. You might never have noticed. I know I didn't. All right. I never believed I would ever be on YouTube here, right? Making videos, learning how to be a public speaker, and trying to go from what I thought was my passion, which was currently an operations manager inside corporate America, versus I cared more about developing people and letting people help guide me and help me learn to be a better leader. I think that's where I fell in love with it, was how much you can engage and learn with people. I think that's where people ought to go wrong in life is you can learn anything from anyone. All I'm saying is just be open to the feedback, but also be very cautious about the feedback. Be cautious on who you ask. For me, I went to my work peers that I respected, my mentors, my wife, my kids, and some of my close work peers. I wanted to get feedback. And one of the feedback I gave was like, Nathan, you're actually a really good communicator. Like, you know how to balance out empathy and accountability. You know how to do that fine line. And then when I asked them, I was like, hey, do you think I'd be good at being a public speaker? And I wasn't asking them to ask them as if I needed their permission. It was just I wanted feedback to see how they viewed and how I viewed was aligning. And at this time it did. Some individuals, I've been told that you're not going to make it. That's fine. But again, just their opinion. So again, all I'm saying is review things, right? What do you like? What you don't like? Look for feedback. And then listen to your emotions and make your own judgment based on what you want to do and what you're feeling, right? So focus on those types of things. The second portion that we're going to talk about is a lot about the misconceptions when it comes to finding your passion. And a lot of these I didn't make up on my own. A lot of these I didn't know until I started actually going through my passion and figure out what I wanted to do in life. That's what helped me decide these three. So I've broken down the three main categories that we can look at. All right. The first one is follow your passion and you'll never doubt yourself. Honestly, the biggest misconception there is. For me, I will be first one hand to raise up. I doubt myself every day trying to start this YouTube channel, starting to try to build this career. Why me? Why did I do this? But however, when I say that, I instantly get this ball of fire in me like, no, you can do this. So what I'm saying is be careful with how you're doubting yourself. There's a difference between being nervous and cautious versus doubting yourself, but it is hard, right? So again, take the good days with the bad days, but also you gotta understand there's a difference between having a bad day and a bad life. There's a big difference. You need to make sure you're looking at the two. Secondly, is the biggest one that I thought would happen. Actually, it's kind of embarrassing to say it. I believed that if you found your passion, life would be perfect. But if you found your passion, I could handle harder situations, right? That was the biggest downfall for me here. I realized as much as I had a passion for it, I sucked at a lot of it. And now as I go through this, like creating YouTube videos, learning how to edit, writing out my outlines, learning how to talk on camera, I sucked at it. And even this video probably won't be the best. But again, I don't really care about that right now. Again, I just want to get started. Then I'll become good, and then I've learned. Then I'll get my mentors, and I'll reach out to my network and understand people and ask them, "Hey, how can I make this better?" And that's when I become great. So again, remember, just because you found your passion doesn't mean you're always going to be happy, right? You're going to have ups and downs, and life is still going to hit you hard. You have to do both sides. And the last, and I think the biggest one, I believe, is probably the hardest thing to understand because it's not something you understand; it's something you feel. Is people think, and I've had a lot of individuals say that I'll know it. I mean, it's going to pop in my head. How do I find it? Where is it at? Where is my passion? Is it over here? Is it over here? Hey, do you know what my passion is? Hey, can you find it over here? Hey, is it over there? No. What I'm saying is you have to listen, like we talked about before, is you have to listen to your emotions and how you're feeling about what you want to do. That's the hardest, is you're trying to fight the logical side of your brain with the emotional side of your brain. And the thing about passion is it is strictly the emotions, how you're feeling. It's something inside of you. It's something you dream about, and you always come back to it. So remember, focus on the three main things that I did. Again, I'm not saying this will work for you. By no means am I saying I know more than anyone. I'm just saying this is what I did and how it improved my life. So just remember, follow your passions, listen to your emotions, try new things, and see what happens. Be open to opportunity. That's the biggest constraint for people, is you just got to be open to it. Yes, you're going to suck at things. It happens. But your passion is something that will give you the time when you are struggling to help push you through those tough times. For me, I'm the same way. Every day I'm learning to do, like I mentioned before, this YouTube, editing, all these things. I have a ton to learn. But the difference is from what I want to learn it. I'm excited to learn it. Yes, it's hard, but I'm excited to learn it because it's something I really want to do. So again, just take the time, analyze yourself, reach out to people you care about and ask them, and then see what you can do from there. And last but not least, again, I can't thank you all enough. I understand that I probably don't even got one subscriber at the time making this video. And again, I don't have all the answers, but what I want to do is I want to build a platform that as I grow, I can learn and also I can share. Again, the knowledge and keeping my knowledge to myself, I know is not going to help the masses. So what I want to do is I want to start from the ground zero and bring people along. And as we learn and grow together, we all can be successful. And yes, I know it's like, of course you'd want to say that and da-da-da-da-da. Well, yes, you can be Mr. Negative. If you're going to be negative about it, there's a ton of other YouTubes to go be negative on. Again, we're going to build a platform. We're going to build something great. We're going to learn along the way. So again, everyone here is welcome along the ride.